and welcome to a new episode of Short Track is Polkutudinous. Today we're taking a look at Pascal DION, the Honey Badger. The great Canadian skater has represented Canada since the 2015-2016 on the senior circuit, and all ever since has been a very consistent performer. It's very interesting watching this skater's journey. Such a great consistent skater, always very capable, always very dangerous, always a threat in every race, Pascal DION, and has always been kind of refining his art and craft throughout his career until he finally kind of reached great milestones and some achievements that he wanted to achieve. And today I wanted to highlight some of the stuff that he does so well. So obviously Pascal DION is such a great skater. He has great strategic sense for the race, fearless commitment, superb consistency, and he fully utilizes his lifelong worth of experience in his races. And he's mentally very strong, like ridiculously strong, Pascal DION. And he always collects the scattered fragments of himself and always comes back stronger after any disappointment in any race on a given day. And that's what makes him such a great skater. So we'll take a look at all what that stuff means right here in the men's 1500 meter A final in Gdansk. This is his first ever 1500 meter World Cup victory, so we're gonna see when he does so well here to get this victory right here. So getting right into it, you see Simon Smith here leading this one 11.59 lap times, pretty slow early on. So you see coming out of this corner, Yang Sun-woo right here is going to make a move around the outside, taking advantage of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blind spot of this blind spot of these skaters. Takes advantage of that because they can't see him at this position, right? By the time they'll take notice, it'll be pretty late. But Pascal DION right here does something very interesting at this position. After he noticed that Yang Sun-woo was coming around the outside, such to drop the arm, and drops his arm, takes 2 crossovers in, and he follows him through. This does something very interesting. It's great timing, because at this position, when the skaters in front of him will notice Yang Sun-woo is coming, they're not going to see Pascal DION. By the time they notice, it will be too late. He will already have a lot of speed, more than the other skaters, to get to the front. As you can see, Stein Desmet looking at Fries Amons making an inside pass, not taking notice of Yang Sang-woo on the outside. By the time he takes notice, he finds himself in the back. And they didn't take notice of Pascal DION just yet. Pascal DION coming carrying great speed here, and he goes to the front, make the early, easy outside pass without being noticed pretty much. It's just great timing by Pascal DION. Yang Sang-woo takes notice now. Looks over right and left. Great stuff by Yang Sang-woo. It's like you're almost crossing a street, but yeah, I've got to do that in a short track race. Early on, 36.3 kilometers per hour. You can see Felix Pigeon trying to move up to the front to deliver to the home crowd here in Gdansk. Pascal looks over his left, doesn't find anyone. Look at the focus here at Pascal DION. Great mental strength, very focused. Felix Pigeon moving around the outside with 9.95 lap times. He's putting more pressure down into the eyes than the other skaters. Early on he'll tend to go and makes the easy outside pass. Stick on the front. Pascal looks over his shoulder. Finds Felix Pigeon right there. He was 36.8 kilometers per hour. See now Park Ji-won, the leader in the Crystal Globe at the time. This was also a pretty important race because Pascal DION and Park Ji-won with both battling for the Crystal Globe title. Park Ji-won now extracts a lot of pressure, so explosive coming out of that corner, and he goes to take the lead, something that he does so well. See also Niall Tracy following him through. They all took notice of Park Ji-won, but not Niall Tracy just yet. But by the time they notice, Niall Tracy will be already on the front with Park Ji-won. So that makes it great timing by the British skater. And here you see Pascal DION 2 arms behind the back, very calm, very composed, in position number 4 here. Now Tracy takes the front here in Park Ji-won. He looks right away, finds him on the front. Here with 44.5 kilometers per hour, 9.57 lap times on the front by Park Ji-won. Accelerate a lot of energy here. See Pascal DION not making any moves. He's been in this position many times in his career. He knows the importance and the emphasis of being very patient at this position. As now Tracy 9.14 lap times, getting the pace quicker on the front. Here Park Ji-won tries to move around the outside. See now Tracy taking notice of that right away. Great timing by the British skater, but Park Ji-won is just so good. He's gonna make the outside pass stick here. And goes to the front right here of Niall Tracy. It's a bit of a late timing to put the hand down, and he does it so well. Pascal DION sees all of that and still sits very patient, very calm, very composed. Park Ji-won looking to his back here, finds no one making a move coming out of this corner. The skater is very focused, very calm, very composed, and this great timing by now Chase right here. He waited for Park Ji-won to look in front of him, and then here he's gonna try to take the lead back. Watch this. This extracts a lot of pressure coming out of this corner. Park Ji-won doesn't notice until late here. He almost kind of does his nose there, that lets him pass. And Tracy here, you see 9.32 lap time, now accelerating this pace here. Frizzle Amon's moving around the outside. And now while Park Ji-won is looking to his right, see Felix Pigeon right here sitting a clever inside pass right here. But Park Ji-won right away looks over to his left and tries to defend against Felix Pigeon. Look how he defends him. Here they go shoulder to shoulder. Park Ji-won with the advantage. He defends him, but he loses his footing a bit here. So Frizzle Amon's almost running into a wall there. Pascal DION just has to kind of stay a bit here so that it doesn't fall in front of him. Frizzle Amon's capitalized over the fight between Felix Pigeon and Park Ji-won to get in position number 2 here. Pascal DION does the same thing as well, to get in position number 4 here ahead of Park Ji-won. See 41 kilometers per hour pace really picking up here. At this position, Pascal DION starts sitting up here. He does what's called a negative splits. He's progressively getting faster lap by lap and tries to transition that speed all the way to the front to try to win this race right here. See 9.30 lap times. He's negative splitting Felix Pigeon on this position at 9.37, so it's possible for him to make a pass here. See now Chase has been leading so long on the front. He's getting a bit fatigued here. Tries to defend against Frizzle Amons, who's coming up the inside. Manages to squeeze through here. You know, Pascal DION, he sees all of that, and now he starts planning. He starts to analyze what he's going to do next right here. And he does something very interesting. Look at how tight he holds the centrifugal force coming out of that corner. It's that crossover, the right skate over, and he just jumps up the inside. See, now Tracy focused on Frizzle Amons. Right, he tries to defend and they bump into each other. Pascal taking advantage of that. Also Felix Pigeon going wide, and he comes up the inside with a 1, 2, 3 triple inside pass with 4 laps to go in the men's 1500 meter A final here in the World Cup. And Gadan's mixed the outside pass sticks, but you see he's a bit fatiguing here. He's struggling a bit with that exit. He goes a bit wide. Felix Pigeon, he carrying 9.31 lap times of sport for speed here with 4 to go. See, Pascal DION really fatiguing here coming out of this corner. So wide, he leaves the door open here for Felix Pigeon. A lot of room there on the inside. He takes it right back at 40.5 kilometers per hour. But Pascal DION, look at the mentals, look at how focused he is in this position. He doesn't give up. Again, he has been through this position so many times throughout his career. He knows the importance of not giving up, of staying mentally very, very strong. And here 2 hands behind the back with 3 laps to go. He tries to close in the gap on Felix Pigeon right here. Just great, so hard. Look at that, so good. Great mental strength, very exciting to watch. See Felix Pigeon taking his corner inch right here, trying to run away with this race. Pascal DION trying so hard here, 44.2 kilometers per hour. And watch that, he takes his corner exit a bit later. He's a bit late here, but he does something very interesting. He jumps up the inside, taking that crossover, very powerful. Look at that position. Just grits his teeth and jumps up the inside of Felix Pigeon. Great late inside pass. Here with 2 laps and a half to go. Just great move here with Pascal. They try so hard. Look how he just holds a centrifugal force so tight coming out of this corner. Unlike the previous corner, this time he doesn't leave a lot of room up the inside. And here Frizzle Amon's making a moving pattern. Felix Pigeon right here. Pascal DION have room here. He kind of break away. See also now Tracy coming here. So with all of that passing, there is room now for Pascal DION to break away and try to win this race with 1 lap to go. But you see here, Yang Sun-woo still carrying speed around the outside. So Pascal just still doesn't give up. Still grits his teeth, looks over his shoulder. Who's carrying more speed still at this position? Who still can pass me? And who do I have to defend? Look at his techniques just breaking away here. But he tries so hard. Just great mental strength coming out of that corner. Here with a half a lap to go. Just works so hard. He's a bit late coming out of the corner. He can't lift his arm. He's just so tired. But he grits his teeth. Just fights so hard for that corner. You know that Yang Sun-woo's carrying speed around the outside, 44 kilometers per hour this position of the race. This is the final corner. Look at how hard he's fighting to get out of that corner. Just lunges so hard for the line. Looks over, he finds Yang Sun-woo slipping a bit there. Look at that, losing his footing a bit. And those small bits of luck gets him the victory here in the men's 1500 meter A final. What a great race by Pascal DION. This is his first ever 1500 meter World Cup final. He does a really great job of just kind of mentally being very strong until the very end. It's just a great race, great strategic emphasis, found the move, that triple inside pass to get to the front, and then once again making another inside pass. Just the mental strength that is required to make all these moves in a race like this is just so difficult. And yeah, it's just such a great race, such a great skater. Obviously, as I've said, I wanted to highlight some of the stuff that he does so well right here. Great example of great mental strength. You know, the title of this video is a honey badger, and just resembles an animal who's just mentally very strong and very aggressive, and not in a bad way, but in a good way. I see that in Pascal DION right here. He's just very consistent skater, one of the greatest in the history of our sport. Just so fun to watch. And yeah, that's all I wanted to show you for today. Pascal DION. He's still contributing to the sport nowadays as an ISU technical committee member for short track speed skating. And yeah, wishing him all the very best of luck in his next chapter of life. You know, it's the kind of sport that you can just leave like that, right? It's the kind of sport that you always gonna want to be involved with. And Pascal Dion is still involved with short track. Great to see that. And yeah, thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.